And just like again, because I'm super curious. A lot of guys have been in prison or they're on parole or that kind of stuff. Also, like you guys are always worried about surveillance. I know you were super low key. When you had your parties, were they like in the front, popping
Well,
champagne, old school,
I,
or the
well,
back kind of, clandestine?
yeah. So no, the answer is no. But we went to several places. We didn't go to one particular place every year, and we switched it a couple of times, mostly restaurants, right? And then the last two being actually a West Side restaurant.
Oh wow.
Yes, and in Staten Island. And I remember parking my car um, like blocks away and walking. And on one of those Christmas parties, the agents
Mhm.
were parked right across the street in a blacked out car. Excuse me. And I remember saying, like, we shouldn't even be doing this because they're blatantly watching us. Like, sometimes you don't see them,
Yeah,
but believe it, they're there.
correct.
They're somewhere. But on this particular Christmas, they were parked, and I would take my jacket. Maybe I was fooling myself, but I would take like my jacket, even at wake sometimes, and I would, if I knew they were parked somewhere, and I would make believe I was putting it on, but put it up. I would shield my face and
Yeah,
walk in. And who you fooling? They know who's there. And listen, you know, I didn't know at the time, but now obviously I know a lot more. They got one or two guys that are in there. You know, believe that. So they know who's going to. How do they know when the party is? Because we didn't discuss that over the phone. We discussed that in person. So
yeah,
that meant that somebody is telling law enforcement, "Hey, it's Thursday night at 7:30 at this place." How do they know? I mean, unless they surveil somebody to the place, but they know.
yeah.
So no, it was not. The only thing I can say is that the last two with the West Side restaurant in Staten Island, we did not go inside the restaurant. We went in like a little side party room, which was the right way to do it and not be on display. Other than that, we were on display. We did have tables in the back of the restaurant, but there was other diners there, and it's like I think I said it before. Um, it it just is uncomfortable when you're eating or whatever is going on, and people are staring like in your mouth. Like they're all staring because
Yeah,
they know, you know, how do you hide that who you are
correct.
with 25, 30, 40 guys
Yeah.
all dressed up because we were dressed going to these parties. Um, there's there's some funny stories about these parties
Oh,
that took
that,
place.
that's why we're here. This is dedicated to La Cosa Nostra Christmas. So
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Salud, Merry
Now's the
Christmas.
time.
So,
Now's the time.
so, so, um, one particular party we were in Zio Toto, right? So now that, as I said before, was located in the strip mall where the cigar shop kind of was like a gathering place
Yes.
or club, if you will. And it was in the same strip mall. So we didn't have far to go. We would go there and we would walk over. And at that time, there was it was, it's funny. It was a punishment to be sent to the Staten Island crew, which was our crew. And but you know no one wanted to come there, but to explain that a little bit more, and who I'm talking about was the Pernis. So it was Ralphie, the father, right, and his son Johnny, who's now just took the just pled guilty on the case with the housewives, right? So they sent them to Staten Island. So now they were uh, brought into our crew as a punishment. But people